It's time for the insane, the honest, and the profane with your host, Brandon Combs.
Jed Hoyer has been a coward as a GM. He doesn't go out and he doesn't make the big splash signings. He doesn't spend the money in the right places. But then I don't let Craig Counsell off the hook because, yes, did he get put in a bad spot with this rotation by Jed Hoyer? Absolutely. But then you didn't put those guys that you did have in a position to succeed in the playoffs.
And Ryan Fitzgibbons.
I mean, if he's just as good as Justin Fields, it's probably the worst draft pick in the history of Bears football. It probably is. And one of the worst draft picks in the history of the NFL.
It's Combs and Fitz, Windy City Sports Talk, right here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
And welcome to Combs and Fitz, Windy City Sports Talk, USA, USA, USA. Let's go, baby.
Woo!
Team USA wins gold for the first time since 1980 and the Miracle on Ice in overtime. And your boy called it on national radio on Friday. I said Team USA in overtime, and I even said a Hughes brother would score the game-winning goal. Can't wait to put that on our intro on Monday. Man, what a damn game. How fun was that in the morning? Even if you're not a fan of the NHL, even if you're not a fan of hockey, let's just say you're an Olympic fan. Let's say you like the camaraderie of Olympic sports. To witness what you witnessed today is probably one of the more rare things you're going to find in sports. Team USA just doesn't win gold in hockey that often. 1980, 1960. But beyond that, they hadn't won gold. And they win gold today, and we've got a whole hour to talk about it, right?
Can we fill the hour? Can we fill the hour? Yeah, I mean, not since Sylvester Stallone fought a two-front war against Russia and in Rocky IV and Rambo III has America really come to the forefront of, I don't know, international lore, I guess. I mean, I didn't think they'd win. So, okay, that's just me, I guess. But
You
I didn't think
un-American
they'd win.
son of a bitch.
Especially, I was glad it was Canada. I was just talking to you beforehand. I remember when I was in college, Canada beating them. I think it was the 2002 Olympics. Pretty certain. That was pretty close, pretty good game as well. And they lost. I forgot who scored the goal to win that one, but I think that was a close game too. Yeah, I mean, I don't watch a lot of Olympics, mostly because I think the Olympic Committee is disgusting, but because they are. I mean, just I don't know.
Yeah.
Just Google Olympic Committee, corruption, and have fun
Right.
in that rabbit hole. But Olympic
We live in
hockey-
America. We're used to it.
Yeah, exactly. Olympic hockey is, I mean, it's the best. It's the best Olympic sport. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, Olympic baseball was never that good when it was around anyway. I mean, they usually would have college players on there. Olympic basketball is, I'm sorry, boring. I wish it was a lot more fun. It was okay in 04 Olympic basketball when they lost. But Olympic hockey's the best, man. It is. It's the most entertaining of, I think, all the Olympic team sports for sure. Some of the Olympics are individual stuff's pretty good, but
Yeah. I mean, look, there's when you get into the Olympics, right? You start watching some things that normally you don't watch, right? Start watching some things that like the luge, right? Downhill skiing. We talked about the downhill skiers injecting hydrochloric acid into their penises to get better speed and better aerodynamics going down. There are things that you would never watch, never see. I don't watch speed skating. I don't watch the figure skating, but I'll watch a little bit of it in the Olympics because it's fun. And I mean, most of the time it's fun. That girl who, I don't know if you saw the girl who got kicked in the face in speed skating. Yikes.
Oh yeah,
I don't know
sent
how.
me it. I don't know why you send me that.
I don't know
stuff.
how, like you don't know why I send you that stuff. What do you mean? We host a sports talk podcast.
But that
We
was vicious.
Oh my god! When I saw it, I cringed. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like what? I she's so lucky she didn't lose an eye. But no, like I'm saying, like in when it comes to Olympics, you're watching things that you don't normally watch, and it's all about the patriotism of your country, whether it's America, whether it's Slovakia, whether it's Russia, whether it's Poland, wherever you're from, you feel that camaraderie, you feel that passion for your country, and it's just a different animal, right? Like we talk about it all the time with a lot of these international tournaments. We talk about with the World Baseball Classic and how much fun that is, how much more fun that is than some major league games because of the international fans and the way that the international fans are. It's just a different environment. It's like a
It
college
is.
environment, basically. Like when you go to college sports games, basketball, football, hockey, even, it's just a different environment than it is at a pro event. And so I think that, look, bars opening up around the city today at 6:30 in the morning to allow people to come in and watch the game. The shots of
Of
people
course.
all over the place between Canada and between the United States cheering on their teams and all of the groups that were together to watch. I mean, it's just fun. And it's the same. It'll be the same thing when the World Cup comes around. Like, I'm not a big soccer guy, but I'll watch a little bit.
Yeah, I watch a
World
little
Cup
bit.
time, like, I don't know much about soccer,
It's
but I'll watch.
exciting. Yeah, the
Yeah,
whole world goes nuts too. And the World Baseball Classic's gonna be electric.
I can't wait.
Especially
wait.
for as Hawk Harrelson would say, the Latin folks. Especially for the Latin folks. That is fun. And even Japan
Yeah.
is crazy. I mean, the Japanese people are nuts. It's weird.
Oh,
to
in
say.
World Baseball Classic, yeah.
Us Americans have gotten boring, especially in baseball. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, it was great to see.
Dominican Republic in the World Baseball Classic, Puerto Rico in the World Baseball. I mean, the fam. You okay?
I think we lost you for a second.
You lost me?
You froze.
Oh God. What the hell?
Yes! Finally, the internet took you into its bosom.
And did I borrow your equipment? What's going on?
Oh, here we go. Anyway, not to get off track. It was just good to see Olympic hockey and good to see that Canada made it. Canada almost did make it. It was good to see them make it too. I didn't want, American, I don't know. I didn't want Slovakia to be the big game or whatever for American hockey, but it was fun to watch. The goalie was great. What's his name? Hellendick or whatever it is.
Hellebuck. Connor Hellebuck.
Connor Hellebuck.
Yes.
41 saves, dude.
He was phenomenal today. Ridiculous. I mean, look, Canada probably wins that game 4-1 with a lesser goaltender.
Yeah. I mean, just unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's got to be the story of the game. If I have an MVP, it's got to be him, right? I mean, he did a couple of those goals.
Yeah.
Evan Taves. I was like, Jonathan Taves? No. That one that almost went in.
Yeah.
Like there was a couple others. Yeah.
USA had a chance too late in the third period to win that game. The damn thing rang off every post on the net. I mean, the back and forth. The game was just so much fun, so intense, and it was exactly what you would expect, like the seventh game of a Stanley Cup final to be, right? Like neither team wanted to make them back and forth. The goaltender standing on their head. It was amazing. It was great hockey, and to finally be able to see Team USA win gold in my lifetime is awesome. It's awesome, right? Like we've all watched the movie Miracle. Well, at least most of us have probably watched the movie Miracle, and we remember the call. Do you believe in miracles? Al Michaels back in 1980 beating Russia. And winning gold in that Olympics, that was That was the pinnacle of USA hockey. And we knew that they had been getting close. I mean, the USA has run the junior scene for quite a while now. I mean, the junior hockey for Team USA has been great over the last 10 plus years, but it just hasn't transitioned into Olympic hockey. And so now that it finally has, and look, I mean, both teams, don't forget the women winning gold against Canada too in overtime. Both of these teams winning gold, winning in overtime, beating Canada to take both gold medals. Just a special Olympics. It's going to be fun to about for the next 4 years until we go to another Winter Olympics. There's nothing that beats this feeling, especially if you're a fan of Team USA hockey.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of Jeremiah says, don't make fun of the Robin Ventura USA baseball team. He was in college at the time. You weren't. I don't even know if you were alive yet, Jeremiah. I loved when Tom Selleck led that Japanese baseball team. Tom Selleck
Speaking of baseball teams, did you see the Texas Rangers giveaway that they have in May scheduled for May?
No.
Remember when Nolan Ryan got hit in the face by a ball and bled all over his jersey?
Yes.
They are giving away 15,000 replica jerseys with the blood stains.
It's got to be a good idea.
The greatest giveaway of all time. It's so awesome. I want to go to that game just to get that jersey.
Yeah, I mean that is one of the better giveaways I've ever seen. I mean, the Sox usually have some pretty good giveaways, but that's nothing. Julianne says, I never thought curling would be interesting, but I sat for all the cheating drama because of what?
Yes. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, did you
should have a gun with it? That's a very Texas giveaway. Thank you, Jeremy.
I think it was Team Sweden, giving Team Canada saying, hey, you cheated. And the Team Canada guy tells them you can go fuck off. And then I've never cheated once. And then they go to the replay and he's cheating.
It's like the Ralphie old Palmero where he's talking to Congress and he's like, I did not cheat. And then he
I did not use steroids.
And not a year later, he's out of the league. All right, buddy.
Suspended for steroids. But yeah, no, man, it's just a great way to start your, I guess to end your weekend, but a great way to start your Sunday is with Team USA winning gold, Olympic hockey.
It's just
so much fun. Take that, Canucks. Take that, Canada. Blame Canada. Blame Canada. So it was awesome. And I it's definitely something I'm gonna remember for a very long time. I've been a hockey fan my entire life. Love this game. I've played, I've reffed, I've coached, and I follow Team USA hockey. I watch the junior tournament every year, the World Juniors. And it's just so much fun to be able to witness something like this. So it's going to be fun, going to be great. It's not like anything's happening in Chicago sports news right now anyway. So wait, why are you looking at me like that? What's going on in Chicago?
You want me to get to it?
I mean, isn't that Indiana? Isn't that Indiana sports news now though?
It sure is. Welcome to Indiana. It is Fitzgibberish, a diatribe, a conspiracy theory in the island. Oh, forget about it. Let's just get to it. I have to admit, as the years have progressed, I've started to have my midlife flash before my eyes. Yeah, not hot flashes, but midlife. All the images of a life, well, kind of well-lived.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
You're muted, bud. It's the best gibberish I've ever heard. What is going on?
Because you played a dumb video. Anyway, we can all remember, kind of, if you can hear me, we can all recall half-tired Sunday afternoons still in last night's pajamas and long days into half-drunken nights, living our lives aside the Chicago Bears. Hard not to admit that some of that time was wasted, but not 1 second with the people alongside us. Those same people must have had those self-same thoughts as we shuffled through the amnesia-inducing news week. The Bears are moving out of Chicago. I'll say it again. The Chicago Bears are moving out of Chicago. Let's not forget what the bottom line of this story is, because a byproduct of these long negotiations between the Bears and the state of Illinois is to get you to forget that. We are being led like some giant snake in concentric circles, round and around and around, until we are eating chicken crap out of our own asses while the ruling class calls it chicken salad. This isn't the first time either. Amnesia inducing, yes. They are hoping their big over information media machine will make you forget all about this. The feeling you're having right now. The feeling I got from fans of the Chicago Bears when I shared Combsy's quick hit about the Bears possibly moving to Indiana on Thursday. It's a feeling you get in a culture that's ever more not calling out our institutions, federal officials, and sports teams, or more precisely, corporations, for what they really are. Let's start, shall we? The Dallas Cowboys should be the Arlington Cowboys. The San Francisco 49ers should be the Santa Clara 49ers. As sure as the Bears have never had a 30 TD quarterback, the New York Jets and Giants should be the New Jersey Jets and Giants. And the Bears, the city of Chicago, and the state of Illinois should be called what they are: thieves and liars. Thieves of the middle and working class in this country. What is this? It's overlargesse, an influence of government, and what essentially is a corporation. That's what the Bears are. Right now, they're performing a bait and switch, and a lazy one at that. And there's the lie. They don't even have the decency to hide it. The Bears are moving out of Chicago, just like the Chiefs are moving out of Kansas City, Missouri. The Bears are moving to Arlington Heights. And that's more than just my opinion. This whole circus makes that a fact in my mind. But they want you to forget that. And that stadium, that eyesore that was rehabbed less than 25 years ago, wasn't just an architectural failure, but a fiscal one as well. Yeah, the Bears' planned move to Arlington Heights will leave behind an unwanted legacy, says Shruti Singh of Bloomington News. $356 million of debt so far left over from the rehab of Soldier Field. The debt for that rehab, which was finished in 2003, was supposed to be covered by a hotel room tax placed on visitors, but COVID and the fact that it was never going to cover the Bears' stay in Soldier Field are two reasons why taxpayers in Chicago will be paying that tab. By the way, doesn't Governor J.B. Pritzker's family own Hyatt hotels? What the hell? So, on one hand, you have a crooked political system that holds the Bears hostage with the Chicago Parks Department and one of the worst fields in football. On the other hand, if ownership doesn't have the money to build a stadium, they should do what Combsy hoped they would do when Virginia died and sell the damn team. I see here is vanity, greed, and dishonesty masquerading as goodwill towards our fans and constituents. Yes, Fitzgibberish fans, like my first acid trip in my older brother's bedroom when I was 16, and I was more mesmerized by my hand than the nature of existence. We are through the looking glass here, Alice. What just happened? Because of the corruption in all of our major cities, both red and blue, those cities cannot take on team stadiums anymore. And the corporations or teams that you so diligently root for don't give a damn about you. So they'll go to the next town and have them fit the bill. There's no bigger story here. Like that 16-year-old Ryan who climbed out of his brother's bedroom with an acid hangover. Nothing, America, will ever be what it seems again. Here on Windy City Sports Talk, we're going to keep pointing that out, calling it like it is, and I hope you do so too. That's Fitzgibberish. Combsy? Or Combs?
Look, I Combsy, Combs, whatever you want to call us. Look, I'm nostalgic about the Chicago Bears. I'm nostalgic about all of my sports teams.
Many
but
people
I haven't. What's that?
Many people are, yeah.
I'm okay with a move to Indiana for a few reasons. One, for what you mentioned, there's plenty of teams that play just outside of the cities in which they represent. I mean, hell, it's a 20-minute drive from the south side of the city to Hammond, Indiana, where they're talking about building this stadium. It's an hour drive from Santa Clara to San Francisco, where the 49ers play. The New York Giants and New York Jets don't even play in New York. They play in New Jersey, about the same amount of distance away that the Bears will be in Hammond, Indiana. Not only that, but I think there's a bigger picture that people aren't looking at yet. Illinois is one of, I think, 7 states that has what we call a jock tax. And the jock tax is insane. For players that come to Illinois, for players that want to play in Chicago or anywhere in the state of Illinois, you have to pay taxes on what you earn, and the jock tax is incredible. I believe when we looked at the jock tax in California, and when you looked at I'm gonna forget his name now, the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, God, what the hell's his name? Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold actually had to pay $280,000 to play in the Super Bowl because of the jock tax and because of what is because he wasn't just there for the week. He was charged off of not the 1 day of pay, but he was charged there for being there for 7 working days, and not charged off of the money he made while he was there, but charged off of his yearly salary. It's insane. The jock tax is ridiculous, and Illinois is one of those states that has it. You move to Indiana, guess what you don't have anymore? You don't have that jock tax.
Yeah, and you don't have the $100 and so million that they were going to have to pay in property taxes.
Well, that too. But now you beyond that, because that's a business thing for the Bears, and I've said this about all of my sports teams. I don't care about their money.
No.
I don't. They make plenty of it off of us. I don't care about their money.
For a stadium.
But
yeah, they're
now
not paying for the infrastructure either, Jeremiah. And they can't. $2 billion isn't going to pay for an entire stadium. No.
But now you get
Now you can
get superstars that want to come because they don't have to worry about the jock tax. They don't have to worry about any of this stuff. And I'm not just talking. I mean, the Cubs have been able to get some superstars here and there, though the Bears have been able to get some superstars here and there. But when you're talking about like the Bulls, when you're talking about teams that are inside of this city that can't get superstars to come play for them, this is a big reason why. And now the Bears aren't going to have that problem if they finalize this move to Indiana. I still think it's going to end up being Arlington Heights.
Oh, I
think this is just a way to get Illinois to drop their pants and give them whatever they want, and it might work. And I would rather see the Hammond Stadium because it's a closer drive for me. It's closer travel.
Yeah. Well, obviously for me too, but I don't know. I don't want them soaking the taxpayers' money here in Indiana. Obviously, the 24 or so, state legislatures who passed the bill in Indiana, they want it for vanity and their own greed because it'll make a name for themselves if they build a stadium here. They don't care about the taxpayers. They'll be long gone when the taxpayers are paying for it. Heck, I might even be long gone from Indiana by the time that stadium's built and the taxpayers start paying for it. It's a problem in sports today, though, that these teams are now moving from town to town
to
rape and pillage basically that town of all of its money. We talked about the Olympic Committee just 15 minutes ago. That's what the Olympic Committee go to Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah.
Go to Sochi. Go to some of these towns that had the Olympics. They are empty stadiums. They said that they were gonna clear some of the water around Rio de Janeiro that was full of like needles and garbage and all this stuff. No, it's not clean. They were gonna fix the sewage system. That was the Olympic Committee telling Rio de Janeiro they were gonna do that. They don't do that. Same thing with these sports teams here now in the U.S. There used to be a symbiotic relationship between sports teams and the people.
Yeah. Well, these Olympic towns too should learn from Riyadh and what they did with the Royal Rumble for the WWE, where they built the stadium in 23 days, and then 2 days after the Royal Rumble was gone, they took the stadium down. I mean, if you can do that, why not do that? Like, there's a lot of things where, you know, with the Olympic Committee, look, I agree with you. It's filled with scumbags. And they do these things, and they go to these cities, and they give them this, and they get all of this money from it. And you know,
they prefer to go to totalitarian governments too, so they can have all their whims and all their money handled and all that too, and then prop up these totalitarian governments, China, Russia.
Which is why the United States usually doesn't get a whole lot of Olympics or a lot of international tournaments.
No, because they're not going to take that. Well, maybe now. I mean, things have changed in the U.S. We might be open for business, but I mean, but the local sports teams are starting to do the same thing. You know, the Cowboys moved it to Arlington. What do you think is going to be happening in Arlington? Why do you think they couldn't build a stadium in New York anymore? Because New York wasn't footing that bill. You started a podcast in an Irish neighborhood. I did. I mean,
fair. It's fair.
I just think some of this is on the sports team too. I mean, the Bears can sell, like you said before. They none of them seem to be interested in football, other than
I disagree though. Why is any of this on the Bears?
Because they don't have the money to build a stadium. They have
the money to build a stadium.
They really don't. A $2 billion stadium. What are we going to be watching football in a Matchbox? Like
the Bears are paying $2 billion for the stadium.
Yeah, you can't build a Matchbox it's at least in Illinois for $2 billion. I mean, Dallas Stadium was built for what? Wasn't it $5 billion a few years ago? I mean, that was 10 years ago. I know. What, 7-8 billion for the one in Las Vegas? You're not going to buy it. You're not going to pay for a stadium for $2 billion. Not in 2026.
Yeah, but I mean, you do what the rest of us do, and you go get a loan.
Yeah, you could go get a loan. They could do all those things. I don't think that's what they want to do. I mean, obviously they're taking out some loans for part of the stadium. They have to be doing that. Yeah. The Bears don't have the money, so you sell the team. That's what you do. And yes, the Parks Department is holding them hostage, and that's got to be one of the worst fields ever. Guys are slipping around all over the place. I mean, luckily, slipping doesn't really injure you, or else something might have actually been done about that field a long time ago, but it doesn't really injure players because they're not like really stopping fast because the literal ground is moving under their feet. Because the Parks Department is totally corrupt, and they're not doing their job either.
Wasn't it the one in SoFi? It was like some $5.5 or $6 billion for the one in SoFi. And didn't the Rams owner Kroenke foot the whole bill? And then they paid it off within like the first, I don't know how many years. Like, I don't understand why a Bears team can't do that. And to sit there and say, for the McCaskies to say that they don't have the money to front the bill, get out of here. Eberflus fixed the field.
And again, this is a private company, so we don't know what money they really have. And you're a steward of the team. The McCaskies will not have the Bears forever. They will not own the Bears forever. They will eventually give the Bears up. And when they do, the fans still will be here. The people who live in all these little towns who they are soaking money from. Yeah, the infrastructure bill is $1 billion. Jeremiah, paying for infrastructure always falls on the city. The teams, I get that. And yeah, Illinois and Chicago being so corrupt want the Bears to obviously fit the bill because they're 30-something billion dollars in debt.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, the way that they were treating the Bears,
5.5 for SoFi. Okay,
like they wanted to, but they wanted the Bears to pay an ungodly amount in taxes, in property taxes, and it made zero sense for what the Bears wanted to build there in Arlington Heights, wanting to build an entertainment district, creating jobs, creating revenue for the city of Arlington Heights, creating all of this stuff is going to make your property taxes skyrocket. It's going to make your property value, I should say, skyrocket. Why the state of Illinois deciding not to do this? You're costing yourself tens of
because, and I think you froze again, because of all those different towns that we're talking about in all those different states. Why all these teams are moving out of the states is because those stadiums that were built lost those cities money. Those cities have got the scars to prove it. I mean, even Chicago's going to have the scars to prove it. Like I said, they're going to have a $350 million bill and maybe even more by the end of their stay. I mean, the Bears aren't moving tomorrow. I mean, how many more years are the Bears going to be in there? 3-4 years? 2030, is it? Yeah. I mean, that price tag is just going to go up. And yes, part of that is COVID. And yes, the city has to take on part of that, but they were never going to pay that back. There's always a bill due. There's never like some like flood of money because you built a state. Very rarely is there. And that's why I just think like most of the time we want to make a villain. Oh, it's the Bears. And a lot of people are saying, oh, it's the Bears. They're unbelievable. It's not just the Bears. And oh, it's Illinois. It's not just Illinois. It's both sides here. Don't care about you. Give two craps about you, your family, your life, maybe the construction jobs you're right, the jobs that'll happen for these. They do not care. Obviously, Arlington Heights doesn't care because they're putting that bill there. Obviously, the Bears don't care because they don't want to pay for actually playing somewhere. They'd rather move out because they don't care about you because they're a corporation and they don't give a crap about you. They want to act like they do and then turn around and do whatever the hell they want behind your back and then have you fight, whether it's Illinois or the Bears. So you got a bunch of now you got it being a political thing. Oh, it's Republicans. Oh yeah, the Republican. Yeah, Republicans saying, oh, it's because it's a Democratic state, and the Democrats going, no, you're going to a Republican state now. Now you want to make it that and fight about it when both sides are wrong.
Hey, Jeremiah's got a point here too. It's because the states are corrupt. The Bears are the only ones that actually paid anything to land that damn spaceship on Soldier. I mean, look, a lot of that money was supposed to come from other entities within the city. A lot of, other people were supposed to pay for this. This is like the state wanting the Bears to, the Bears wanting the state wanting the Bears to pay the rest of what's left is like me getting a loan to open up a business and then paying off my part of the loan. And then all of a sudden, the business next door closes down because they had a rough year or two. And now you want me to pay their bill too before I open up another shop for my successful business. That's stupid.
I totally get that. But when you're building $1 billion in infrastructure for a team to build a stadium there and probably a whole hell of a lot more money, these states who have had people in their state, have had sports teams in their states, do not want to foot the bill anymore. They don't. They have experience in footing the bill. And then when they go to another town, that team has an experience. And then now you think the Cowboys are going to be in Arlington in 40 years? Because they're not. They're going to move to another town and then soak the money out of there too. So the town does have to ask the Bears to pay for something. Yeah, they're building the stadium. Why wouldn't the team build the stadium? Believe me, Mark Cuban buys the Bears tomorrow. I don't think he's a football fan, but let's just say Mark Cuban. Let's say Elon Musk buys the team tomorrow. He's building the stadium. himself. He's got the money.
Right.
If you don't got the money, you sell the team. That is on the table. You sell the team, you get somebody else in here to build it, or a team or a team of investors to build it. Like,
yeah,
that's the other side of this. But you don't care. You want to have your little vanity project, and you want to move it all over the place and put the city of Chicago through all this crap. That's also on the table here too.
I think that what they want is to be able to build the stadium and not have to pay 100 times what everybody else is paying in taxes, which is what the city was asking them to do, which is what the state of Illinois was asking them to do. $135 million in property taxes when teams with other stadiums inside of the city of Chicago, not even Arlington Heights, inside the city of Chicago, only pay at the most, I think the United Center, they pay $3.7 million in taxes. Yeah. And now you want them to pay $135 million.
Yeah, well,
what are we talking about?
United Center and old Wrigley building, much different than a brand new stadium and a whole little city they want to build around it.
I understand that, but I mean the
different.
The Blackhawks just got a $7 billion project to build up around the United Center. They just got approval for that.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're not
what the taxes
but,
are like there.
Well, right, but they didn't. They're not going.
I don't.
They're not going crazy. They're not doing what they were trying to do to the Bears, and the Bears are going to bring in way more revenue than the Bulls and the Blackhawks are going to bring in. Let's just face it. I mean, that's just the truth. And the Bears are only here for 8 weeks a year, and they're going to bring in more revenue than what the Blackhawks and the Bulls do, who play 40 plus games each at the United Center.
Yeah, no one's going to go to O'Hare anymore. If they build in Arlington Heights, here's looking at a $45 game day toll surcharge on the tollway. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Marco.
Yeah.
2 New York teams, the most annoying chest pounding area in population of America, New Yorkers. Both their NFL teams play in the neighboring state of New Jersey. Yeah, no, true.
Yeah, and that's my point, is that this moving to Indiana might be the best thing for the Bears franchise. Might be the best thing for the Bears from a point of putting money back into the team, of being able to spend on the team. I think that it makes too much sense for the Bears to not do it, and I still don't think they're going to do it. I'm 95% sold that they are going to build this stadium in Arlington.
All teams do this. Kansas City Chiefs, which is a way better organization than the Bears by miles, won the third Super Bowl and has won 3 in the last 6 years, 7 years. Great organization, always been a winner. The Bears have been a miserable organization, always been a winner. Got the most sweetheart deal from Kansas ever, and they're moving out of Kansas City, Missouri. I mean, they're doing that. Yeah, I guess that makes sense for them, but I don't know if where they're moving to is going to want them still there in 34 years is all I'm saying.
Yeah, they're moving across the border, Kansas City, Missouri to Kansas City, Kansas.
It's not Kansas City, Missouri and Kansas City, Kansas are not the same thing.
I know, but they're right across there. It's a border that separates. I know they're not the same thing, but they're moving from Kansas City, Missouri to Kansas City, Kansas. It's you're moving team from one state to another.
So if we change Hammond to Chicago, this is all fine. I mean,
no. I'm fine with it, even with Hammond, Indiana. They're not going to change the name of the Chicago Bears to the Hammond Bears.
The biggest thing here is that they're leaving Chicago, and all these teams are leaving the cities that they're in. It's not just the cities there that are corrupt. Yes, they are. It's also these teams and these teams that you root for who don't give a fuck about you, who don't care. Well,
especially in Chicago, though. Because there's very limited spots in Chicago where you could actually build a stadium that is in an area where people can safely get to. And it's becoming an increasingly bad problem. It just is.
So
I mean, where would you like them to build?
That's a total different problem for the country that invented and the city that invented skyscrapers. I mean, that's a whole different problem, that we can't build big things, big, have big, great, crazy, idealistic issues and overcome them. That we can't do that anymore in this country is a whole different fundamental shift of why we're through the looking glass on this thing again. Why we can't do this in cities. And at the same time, you do have teams which are little corporations, some big now, who are making these decisions too for their pocketbook. Because it's not going to be cheap. It's obviously going to be more expensive to build in Illinois, which it's not the 8th. Someone on Facebook said it was the 8th biggest economy in the world. It's the 19th biggest economy in the world. And all the infrastructure that Illinois has, it's going to cost a little bit more to build in Illinois than Indiana, no matter what the politics are or what the corruption is. It was always going to be more.
Jeremiah makes a good point. It's also about the goal is to build an entertainment district, not or a facility. You don't have the space for it. That's another thing too, because they want to build that whole entertainment district. Like they want to have, they want to build a casino in hotels in conjunction because of money, because they want more money coming in.
So the Ricketts buy in 2024, the Cubs in Rosemont, because the Cubs almost went to Rosemont. 12.
They were never moving to Rosemont.
Oh, really? The Bears were never moving to Indiana either. I mean,
but the Bears are leaving Soldier Field. The Cubs were never leaving Wrigley.
Where the politics are now, why? Where the politics are now, I don't know if the F Ricketts keeps them in Wrigley. Same situation, for the same reasons you're just talking about.
I don't.
I feel like
I don't blame any. No, I don't blame any owner that wants to get out of a city the way that we are. And look, I mean, we're a sports show, we're not a politics show, but we also, have our ears to the door, so to speak, where we know what's going on inside the city. We know what's going on with gas bags like Brandon Johnson and gas bags like JB Pritzker. And we know, the corruption of this city, but it's always been this way with the politics in the city. That's why they call it the Windy City.
But it's hit a boiling point. Yeah.
It's hit a boiling point, but it's hit a boiling point because, people bring to light the things that have always been going on, but now we're in the age of social media. These things have always been going on. These things have always been happening. Tax hikes, tax breaks. This guy gets this guy gets that. Scratch my back, I'll scratch. It's just one of those things.
That's a great point by Marco.
I don't know who, I don't know what owner would come into this city and be like, yeah, this makes sense. Because from a taxes standpoint, from a cost standpoint, from a safety standpoint, from anything you could do inside the city of Chicago, and I love this city, man. I think it's the most beautiful city in the world. I smile every day when I drive in downtown because of the skyline and seeing the city and the big buildings. I love this city. It's beautiful. But the fact of the matter is, it's just being run down. And there's nothing we can do to change that. And Marco's point too. I don't think
change that.
The Colts aren't making a stink because this is a team that's 4 hours away still. They're still 4 hours away.
The Colts most definitely will make a stink. Oh, they will.
You think so?
They will, with the breaks that they're getting, and they're doing kind of this similar things that they did with the Colts stadium with this, what they would be doing with this stadium, but there's more breaks in here than there is with the Colts. Plus, you don't only have the Colts. Look at that stadium they have for Indiana University, who now has a really pretty damn good football team now. They might want something new, and then the state has to help with that. No, this is a domino effect that's going to be a problem for the state of. This is not going to be a problem for the state of Indiana. The state of Indiana isn't just going to absorb this, and everything's going to be fine.
I disagree, because here's the reason why. Right, like you and I, we have phone bills, right? Like, who's your phone carrier?
I can't. I kind of want to say that on the no.
Okay. Well, all right. So you have Verizon. Now, what I could do, because I don't have Verizon, I have T-Mobile. What I could do is I could switch to Verizon right now, and I could get a free iPhone 17 for switching from T-Mobile to Verizon. You know what you can't get? A free iPhone 17 because you're already at Verizon. Because they're trying to attract new customers. They're not trying to give discounts to the old customers and the people that are already under contract. They're trying to attract new customers, and that's what Indiana is doing here. They're trying to attract a new team.
Yeah.
You guys are already in the state of Indiana. Sure, we'll build stadiums, we'll do all this stuff just like they did for Lucas Oil, and we'll give you tax breaks and we'll give you opportunities and we'll do all this stuff. But it's not going to be the same when we're trying to pull this team out of Chicago and pull them to Indiana. Look, a charter franchise in the NFL coming to the state of Indiana. Yeah, we're going to get a little bit more tax breaks. You're going to get a little bit more. You're going to get a little bit more red carpet treatment than you are.
Marco's got cricket.
So there you go. That's what I'm saying. Like you're going to get more because of what the Bears, one, what they mean to the city of Chicago, but two, what they mean to the NFL. And what that would mean to the state of Indiana to bring, this is billions of dollars a year we're talking about, which is why the state of Illinois is out of their freaking mind if they allow this to happen.
I just think the state of Illinois has been bitten a few times by this bug, and plus they don't have the money anymore. 40 years of corruption. Look what happened. And like you said,
40.
They've been able to do this. They've been able to do this in other years, obviously the Cubs use their own money, but they got a little bit of breaks here and there, but they did use their own money. But maybe 100 years, but Chicago had a surplus though, 40 years ago. So that's when I'm saying it started. Soldier Field would be a great spot for a tent city. It would be. It's just reached a boiling point I think at this time it's reached a boiling point, and refurbing Cubs Wrigley is not going to be as costly as, like you said, like you and Jeremiah said, building an entire center, building an entire city pretty much is going to cost a little bit more. And that's why I'm saying it's happening on both sides here, where the corporations want the breaks so that the taxpayers can pay a little bit more. And then, the government is so corrupt and we're stuck in the middle again, just getting shit on.
And the best part is the worst part is we don't have a say in it.
Oh yeah, and then there's absolutely no say.
They're not putting any of these bills to vote. Like they didn't. They passed the bill for the Bears in Indiana on Friday. Are you like that didn't go to a vote? Taxpayers don't have a say in that. Same thing with this. They're not doing any of this on a vote. They're doing all this stuff between the lawmakers, between the guys who are already making all the money and who are going to take more from us. That's just what they do. Look, what we're used to it.
The same thing happened with, and I don't want to get too far in politics in Indiana. The same thing happened with the data centers they're allowing in Indiana and Illinois now that are sucking the energy and making energy prices go up. It's whoever always pays for it is the middle class, middle and working class.
Jeremiah, we have eye candy on this show too.
Come on, Jeremiah.
Unreal.
Show a little chest. What the hell?
We have some very, very, very good looking eye candy on this show. I've got Patrick Kane in the background. I've got freaking helmets in the background.
Right, let's shift to baseball.
Fitz has some crooked pictures in the background. We've got all sorts of eye candy.
Do you think that? Do you think the Cubs should start trading guys away now? I mean, 2 losses.
Oh, are we transitioning here?
This is my transition. Should the Cubs? This is the name of the next part of the podcast. Should the Cubs trade away all their talent? They are 0-2 in spring training.
Spring training.
Sox are 2-1.
Yeah,
the Sox should trade away some guys and probably get some talent.
Yeah, I mean, season's over. 0-2 spring training. Alex Bregman was 0-2 on Friday in his spring training debut. I think White Sox AAA and AA guys are still hitting home runs off of Jamison Tyon, like they were. It's spring training, man. Here's how I love the fact that spring training was back, and I love being able to watch baseball. I watched spring training for the prospects. I watched to see what teams, prospects are doing what, how they look in spring training. Oh, wow, this guy looks like he's going to be a stud. This guy looks good. There's that's the way that I watch spring training. If there's anybody out there who watches spring training and they're like, oh man, the Cubs lost today, or oh man, the Sox lost today, or oh man, the Red Sox lost today, you're dumb. Because nobody cares. Even the teams don't care about spring. I watched Alex Bregman the other day. He went 0 for 2. And then in the 4th inning, when he was pulled from the game, was outside already in street clothes getting interviewed by the media. You think he came to camp the next day and was like, hey, did we win yesterday? Hey, did we pull it out? No, they don't care. It's about the reps. It's about getting the reps in. It's about, getting ready. Some of these guys are getting ready for the World Baseball Classic. But no, I don't think that there's, a reason to shut down anything. Obviously, I know you were joking. I still think that the Cubs need to make one more move in the rotation, though. I really do. I know they finally went and got that Arizona starter that they've been looking at, except it was not the Arizona starter we thought, and it was Shelby Miller, who will not pitch in 2026 because he's recovering from Tommy John surgery. And they got him on a 2-year deal, and in 2027 we have a strike, so he might not pitch for the Cubs at all. But great, hey, we
deadline last year. The ex-Sox pitcher who got hurt, who's hurt.
Fetty.
He ended up pitching, not Fetty. Fetty's back with the Sox.
I know.
Eric Fetty's back with the Sox.
The Eric Fetty fan club is back.
But yeah, no, I mean it's fun to see. Murakami, the new Japanese player, went 2 for 4-1. The hits were lost by Seiya Suzuki and the Sun or whatever, but was hit hard. They were both 95-mile-an-hour fastballs, which they said he couldn't hit fastballs, which just wasn't true.
Wait, Seiya lost a ball in the outfield? No.
Yes.
The guy's a Gold Glove winner, 3-time Gold Glove winner in Japan.
Who's playing right field for the Cubs? That's probably my only question. I mean, I think they did well in the offseason, but
yeah. Well, Matt Shaw is expected to play right field quite a bit.
Third baseman, okay.
Well, before last year, he wasn't a third baseman, though. Before last year, he was a second baseman, had never played third base, and he played third base at a Gold Glove level.
He did play pretty well. I wouldn't say Gold Glove level.
Well, he finished third in Gold Glove voting. So yeah, he was playing at Gold Glove level.
Played half the season. He played half
the full season, and he played at a Gold Glove level.
Season. Why are we doing this? Why are you doing this to yourself?
And he played at a Gold Glove level. He finished third in Gold Glove voting. How is that not Gold Glove level?
Play all the games of the season, or at least
he didn't play every game. No, but he played a vast majority of them.
I'm looking it up. Keep talking.
You go ahead and look it up. So, do I think that he could transition into right field? Sure. Would I have rather seen, them go and get
126 games?
Yeah, told you.
Oh, that's not
at some point you'll end up listening.
Not a whole season. That is not.
It's a whole season in today's Major League Baseball. Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Okay, all right.
I need 150.
How many players played more than 140 games last year? Not very many. I can tell you that. Because players just don't do that anymore. Which,
I didn't know he played that many games. I did not know he played that many games.
Yes, he played a vast majority of this. He started the year with the team. He was hurt a couple of weeks.
Look at this.
So, look, I think that Matt Shaw playing right field, it's going to be one of those things. He's going to platoon with Seiya Suzuki, but a vast majority of the time, Matt Shaw is planning on being the right fielder. Now, I would have liked to see them go get Nick Castellanos once the Phillies decided to let him go. I would have liked to have seen
kind of a weird thing, though.
I would have liked to see Cody Bellinger. You could have got him for whatever the Yankees pay. I think $23 million a year or something like that.
Nick Castellanos can't play. Yeah, Cody Bellinger would be great. Would have been.
Castellanos can play. What are you talking about?
Well, he can't really play right field. He can't really defensively play anymore, and no one likes him. And his hitting isn't as good as it used to be. His hitting has taken a hit. I'll get the stats up, but it has, and no one I mean, look at the news out of the Phillies. The Phillies did not like him after.
I know.
I
He
mean,
brought a
there's a lot
beer
of
into the
weird
clubhouse after he got taken out of the game or something. He brought a beer into the dugout. He was drinking like a.
He was a minus 0.8 WAR player last year.
Yeah,
that's tough.
I mean, but you have somebody who is
Not really that good the year before either. But go on. Sorry.
But I would have liked to have seen a veteran in right field. I would have liked to have seen somebody that they could go out and get that could come in and be productive. But I'm also okay with giving Matt Shaw a chance. I mean, he proved last year that if you get his bat in the lineup every day and you give him the kid can produce, the kid can play. And so as long as he's not a defensive liability out in right field, I think it'll be good. The Cubs are going to have one of the best defensive teams in baseball again. I mean, their infield is filled with Gold Glovers. I mean, between Nico Horner, Dansby Swanson, Alex Bregman, and now you got Michael Busch over at first. I really think that their infield is set. Their outfield with PCA and center field. Some people we had God, I'm gonna forget it. Jerry Harrison Jr. on our show on Thursday to talk about like everything going out in Major League Baseball and the collective bargaining agreement and stuff like that. And they asked him who would be the team that he thinks could take the Dodgers out this year, and he actually said the Cubs. And he said while he's talking about the team and while he's talking about who can do this, he said they've got the best defensive center fielder in baseball in PCA. So, I mean, people think highly of this kid. I still think that he needs a lot to do with his bat, but I agree. I mean, it's going to be hard pressed to find a better defender. So it's going to be interesting. Right field's going to be kind of an adventure, or it could be a good thing. Maybe Matt Shaw's really good and can play anywhere. Maybe he's the next Ben Zobrist, where he can just be a super utility guy and play anywhere that you put him and still be productive.
I mean, it's possible. It's not like it's never happened before. Right field, you want to have a plus defender there in right,
especially at Wrigley.
But it's not. Hopefully he can learn as he goes along. I just always remember that Moneyball scene where they're putting Scott Hatterberg in at first base after he's been a catcher this whole life, and and Brad Pitt says, "Oh, it's who's Billy Bean says, oh no, it's easy," and the one guy, the scout, goes, "No, it's incredibly hard."
I remember the conversation with Dave Justice when they're getting coffee, and he's like, what's your biggest fear? He's like, the ball being hit my general direction. And Dave Justice just laughs. He's like, no, for real. He's like, yeah, I'm being for real. Like, that's so I mean, look, playing different positions is incredibly hard. It's especially right field in the major leagues, right? Because I mean, you have to get used to so many things. The way that the wind blows at Wrigley Field, and a lot of the times it's blowing left to right, and you have to deal with the tailing of the ball, and you have to really, really start figuring out the dimensions of that ballpark from that position. It's incredibly difficult to play. You got the wall right there with just the pads on there. I mean, there's all sorts of things on your mind. It's going to be tough to play, but I just Matt Shaw's just one of those. I mean, he doesn't seem to be having a problem with it. He's all in on it.
You don't know how to play first base, Scott?
That's right.
It's not that hard, Scott. Tell him, Wash.
It's incredibly hard.
Yes, it's incredibly hard. But yeah, that's I just think that they're going to be all right. I mean, and the same thing with the south side of town, man. I think that on the south side of town, I think you're going to see some improvement. It's still not going to be a playoff team per se, but you're in a really bad division.
Yeah.
I mean,
Again.
it,
I mean, you have a lot of competitive teams.
Well, the Twins just lost their ace. Pablo Lopez just went down to Tommy John surgery.
Yep. Saw that.
That's going to hurt. This is going to be the Tigers' division to lose.
Tigers pitching is gonna be.
Oh yeah, but they were supposed to be that last year, and they needed the last day to win the division.
Yeah, and then Tarek Skubal almost won the AL all by himself.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, their pitching is really, really good. There's a lot of really good teams in the American League, but I mean, beyond the Tigers and the Royals, maybe. I mean, they're starting to come alive. I do like watching Bobby Witt Jr. play baseball.
Who doesn't?
But they're not going to be world beaters. They're another 82 win team, something like that in that ballpark, a 500 type team. I think the White Sox can be a 65 to 70 win team. I really do.
Just with Sir Anthony Dominguez. Just with Sir Anthony Dominguez. I mean, they had so many blown saves and blown slaves. And last year that I think he'll clean that up. Maybe they get some more. I mean, they've gotten some guys in that bullpen now. Hicks, who pitched yesterday, who has the most, can't really throw a strike, but has the most pitches over 100 miles an hour. Jordan Hicks, he pitched yesterday, 1-2-3 inning. Guy that's bets on spring training. That's it.
I had a parlay yesterday.
Wow. Oh my God.
I mean, it was, it's a small little sprinkle parlay just to have some fun with spring training baseball.
Jeremiah trying to bait me. That's why you need a player like Acuna that can switch hit and play all over the field. Not a switch hitter. Our GM on 4 different. That's a side note that the White Sox GM said that Ronald Acuna's brother, who's Angel Hair or whatever, Acuna, way off on the name, but it's Acuna, is a switch hitter. He said it 4 times. I actually had the video last week. I can't find it. But he's not a switch hitter. That's the only problem, is he's not a switch hitter, and you're the GM of the team. That's back to where I just texted you back when you sent me that, because I had seen it already, that I knew he was an idiot, but that's pretty bad as a GM.
I think it went to support our point from when we said last year, where we were talking about whether or not it's time to give him credit for the White Sox being fun and getting better, whereas we're like, well, maybe it's the people he's surrounding himself with. And I think that showed it's probably the people that he's surrounding himself with.
Who doesn't like Angel Hair Acura with a good grade? I said Acuna, didn't I? Anyway,
but you call Angel Hair.
I don't think this. Yeah, I did. I know I did. I've done that. I've done this. It's not the first time I've done that. Not on here before, but I don't think this podcast thing's going to work out, Combs. I don't know if it's on his knowledge of switch hitting.
I don't.
He's always there to watch me fall. Thanks, Doubting Thomas. Why don't you get your own goddamn podcast?
I don't even want to know. It was college. Who knows?
This team. Yeah. Shut up. This team is going to score a lot of runs. I mean, they had the stats up there in the second half of the season. They were top 10 in a lot of different categories. I think they're going to score a lot of runs, but they're going to have a lot of games that are like 14-5, and then they're going to lose 3-1. I've said that already on here, but I do think they're going to win 70 or more games. I think they are. I don't think they'll be close to 500. Maybe they have a couple guys hurt and they do win 65 games, but they stay relatively healthy, which that's a big thing for the White Sox. I think they have a pretty decent season. You see them moving ahead, and then they have a year off, and it all falls apart. I don't know what's going to happen after the season. That's the problem.
Yeah, no, I think that the White Sox are on a good trajectory. I think they've built up the farm system. I think that they've got a lot of pieces in place. And I think with the Ishbia stuff coming sooner rather than later, I just think that this is going to be I think the White Sox, come 2028, 2029, we could be seeing a spot where the Cubs and the White Sox are both good and both back into the playoffs again, which would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be money injected in this team. When Ishbia goes around, they're calling him co-owner. And you know how weird the Sox are with everything, all the news in their orbit. They'd be no one freaked out about it. And he's basically being called the co-owner now, probably because he's paying for a few things here and there, I'm guessing. He's building this huge house, like I said last week. He ain't going anywhere, and it looks like this is going to be his team very, very soon. I think sooner than all of us thought when the 2034 date was out there.
Yeah. And now look, baseball's going to take a turn too, because there's going to be a lot of stuff with this collective bargaining agreement coming up. We've been talking about it all week on BetMGM tonight. It's going to continue to be a hot topic all year long. We talked to Jerry Harrison Jr. about it as well. Jerry Harrison Jr., they asked him the question about, from a player's perspective, why don't players want the cap? And he gave a really good, long, passionate answer. It was probably like a 4.5-minute answer. It was really good stuff. I just happen to disagree with all of that. Like, I happen to disagree with
good stuff. But I disagree with everything.
Well, it's just from a fan's perspective.
I disagree for everything from beginning to end. What you just said. I like it.
No.
But I disagree with it. And you're frozen.
It's just from a fan's. Tony Clark stuff is going to shake things up, right? Like Tony Clark leaving, whether it's because of improprieties with spending money in the way that they're handing out cash or whatever, or if it's because he was sleeping with his sister-in-law, which wow, all sorts of different stories that have come out about it.
America, baby, we won the gold.
I think that when you look at the salary cap, especially if you get the right number in there, we talked about this last week. I actually did the math this week. There's $5.86 billion in payroll. 5.86. If we went off of the money that we were talking about last year, where 260 cap, 140 floor, and you did the same number where 5 teams are, hit the max, 15 teams are somewhere in between, and 5 teams are below, but now have to come up, and you put them at that minimum, that would put $5.7 billion in revenue. If you go a little bit higher than that, if you're the players and you say, all right, fine, we'll do a cap and we'll do a floor, but we want a $300 million cap and a $150 million floor. That then generates $6.8 million in revenue in payroll. So now all of a sudden, there's more money to send. There's players that aren't getting paid, that are getting paid league minimum. Their league minimum is going to go up. The guys that let's say a max contract per se is $70 million a year, which is what Shohei Ohtani is getting paid. Not very many ball players are going to get paid that now anyway. But now if that goes up, and now say you're going to get a max contract, now a lot of players are getting $70 million contracts. I just think that the revenue's there, and I don't know necessarily what the problem is. And I get, hey, maybe what if all of these owners who are only spending 180, 190 now decide to go down to 150? And what if some of these teams that are spending 210 decide to go down to 150? I get all of that, but you've got all of these players, got teams that want to, like, I don't see any way that it hurts baseball. I understand where he's talking about with the players and their concerns with all of this stuff. He's the impression that it's not going to. He's under the impression too that we won't miss 2027. Jerry Harrison Jr. says that there will be a deal in place sometime before March, and that we will have games because owners know that they can't they can't go into next season missing a season, especially with these new contracts with NBC, Peacock, all that other stuff that they have on the table now, right? Like NBC is taking over Sunday Night Baseball this year. ESPN is going to the WNBA and Women's Soccer League on Sunday nights. Ratings are going to be great on Sundays for ESPN.
I heard that. That is so weird.
I mean, you got to fill it with something, right? Like, I mean, and
I get it.
Yeah, maybe the WNBA might not even have a season though. We don't even know if they're going to have a season, which is another crazy story. But I agree with him on some of the points that he's talking about. I agree that, you know, it was dude, it's such a great listen. If you guys get a chance to go back to Thursday's episode and check it out on the Odyssey app and just listen to that interview, such a good interview. From a fan standpoint, I just think it's time for a salary cap and a salary floor, man. I just think it's time.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to come. I guess this is one of the better ways to do it. I have to look into whatever deal they're going to be, which we're not going to hear a lot about, but whatever deal they have, we have to look more into when that happens. I do like some of the stuff you're saying. I could still see how for a player, it might not be as good, but maybe, you know, maybe they get this done, but maybe the owners are like, we're going to be paying more money. No, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we got to stop the point of, like, even right now, like I'd almost be more in favor, even if you don't do a cap, you at least do a floor, because I don't understand why in sports, especially in baseball, but they do it to a point in basketball too, and football to a point where you reward losing, but you punish winning. You want to punish the Dodgers for spending all of this money to try to win, but there's no punishment in place for the Reds or the Pirates or the Marlins or the Tampa Bay Rays, who just pocket all of this extra money from revenue sharing. Like, there's no punishment in place for the teams that don't spend a consent.
There should be a punishment.
The teams that
for
do
sure.
spend a consent. For
sure. And the whole Dodgers thing is just not tenable. You can't keep that going. So those two things are for sure. Something's got to get done, but that many machinations, I mean, they didn't even have that much in the last one, and they had to start baseball games like on April 6th. And then shoving this whole season into, 10 pounds into a 5-pound bag. I mean, it didn't work then. But America did win gold. America did win gold, baby. You guys. You see him punching that kid.
Oh my goodness. Unbelievable.
I wonder if that AI clip that we had to burn down a forest. That AI clip.
I can't believe that you just played that. That is hilarious. Okay. Wow.
Good spot to stop on.
Good way to end our first day on Prime Coverage Sports Network. If you haven't checked out the Prime Coverage Sports Network, head over to the Facebook page, PCSN. You check them out on Twitter, PCSN Media, and you can find us there. Maybe if we're not fired already. It's unbelievable. Are you ready to get the hell out of here on that note, I guess?
Let's get out of there. She says, Megan TV said, what has DT done except being a great fan of an okay podcast? Oh boy.
Wow.
He's never done anything. He's never done anything. I would say she
has a little bit of dyslexia. Being an okay fan of a really great podcast. That's what I would say. Anyway, for all of our fans, we appreciate you all. Doubting Thomas, Megan TV, who has dyslexia apparently.
We love you guys.
Jeremiah, everybody who showed support. Marco's coming into the chat today. Anybody watching us on PCSN, anybody watching us on Chicagoland Sports Radio, Thank you guys. We love you all. Till next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your enemies.
Pick
See you
that
later.
Canucks!